back to my Flosstube channel. My name is KatieCat14 and I am stitching in chaos. Let me tell you, I am flying by the seat of my pants today. I have no notes, I have no plans, I have no record of what I stitched on last month, I have no stitch counts. I did not do whip go. I am throwing whip go out the window this year. I can't do it, it's stressful, and I'm way behind. So kudos to everyone keeping up with WhipGo because I can't do it this year. My mom, who lives right across the street from me, is on a month-long vacation to visit my brother. For those of you who don't know, I live in Alaska, and I love Alaska, especially in the summer, and it is almost warm enough to go out hiking again and show you some really neat spots in Alaska. But she left. She left me for a whole month, and I know that I am an adult, but she is my mother, and I miss her, and while she is gone, I actually take over her job. And so that's been an added thing. Also, Alaska is going through some hard things with legislation about homeschool. Recently, a judge voted, because Alaska gets an allotment for homeschool because some of the public funds, if you sign up with a charter school, are allotted to parents to use through the charter school. So we don't just get a blank check. They give us a small stipend to use on approved curriculum and approved vendors and everything. But it's very helpful. It pays for art classes, it pays for like language arts curriculum, it pays for math curriculum, it pays for science experiments, and again, it's not that much, but it's super helpful. And recently a judge has voted that unconstitutional for Alaska's constitution, and so there's been this huge hoopla. The Senate is trying to pass a bill, the House is trying to pass a bill, someone's trying to get a constitutional amendment for Alaska's constitution to make allotment constitutional again. The judge is getting voted off because people are really mad. over I think you said over 18% of Alaska's children are homeschooled through charter schools, which means almost 1 in every 5 child that you meet here in Alaska will be homeschooled. And my kids are homeschooled. My son struggles with ADHD, and recently we're super convinced that he has autism. But right now I'm saying ADHD with autistic tendencies because we haven't gotten him diagnosed yet. But anyway, it's exploded, so I've got a new job on top of my other job now. I'm still homeschooling my kids, and now I'm fighting in legislation for homeschool, and I am so disorganized in my cross stitch. It's horrible when life comes in the way of your hobby. But I did cross stitch, I did, but it was really kind of scattered, and again, I have no notes. So let's see, I did work on my Quaker baskets. I did not get very far. This is January, February, and March. We just finished April, and I'm supposed to be doing May right now. But we're not going to let that discourage us. We are going to keep trucking away. So in this one, I figured, because it's a temperature stitch along by Sprouting Lupine on Etsy, and each day is only 3 stitches. So the days are not really hard to catch up on. It is the baskets themselves that take a lot of stitches. So I've decided that if I just keep going on these baskets, eventually I will catch up and be able to start stitching the actual temperatures. And if worse comes to worse, I can continue this after this year. But I'm not planning on that yet. I did work on my birthday start because last month was my birthday. So I chose to do this beautiful Native American woman. She's called Earth Dancer. Yes, Earth Dancer by Butternut Road. Let me see if I can get that out for you. Has my price tag. I buy a lot of things on thrift stores. So this is Butternut Road Earth Dancer. And she is so beautiful. I wanted her to be really dramatic, and I think I got my wish. So I have had this fabric in my stash for a little while. It is, what kind of fabric is this? Of course it's from Bestitch Me. Most of my fabric is from Bestitch Me because I'm signed up for their monthly Fabric of the Month club, and I really like their textures, and I like how the fabric is not static one color. I like how it's marbled and it kind of has a flow to it most of the time. This is Banshee from Bestitch Me, And if you will notice, it is 40 count. I have never successfully done 40 count before. I am using my big head goggles to try to see all of these stitches, and it's working. I made a lot of progress. I got 500 stitches in, but it doesn't look like 500 stitches. So I'm trying to figure out which way is up. Sometimes that's a challenge when you first start okay, I think this way is up. So it is opal, which means it's got these little shiny filaments in them. And here are the stitches. That does not look like 500 stitches, but I'm pretty sure it is. So here she is. That is her sleeve. My tiny little birthday start is her sleeve right through here. And it is so, so small. There's a lot of stitches in there, even though it's so small. But she is going to just pop. So the trees in the background here might blend in a little, and I think that's okay. To me, even though she's titled Earth Dancer, I think she's going to be my Rain Dancer, because this fabric just reminds me of storms and tumultuous weather, and she is in charge of it all. I mean, she is bringing it, and I think she's going to be absolutely gorgeous on this fabric. So I'm super excited to start that for my birthday month. So my other contesters for my birthday starts were, well, at least this one. My son kind of stepped, my 3-year-old stepped all over this, so it's wrinkled. But this was my other option for my birthday start, and I did end up kitting it up. So it's, again, another opalescent fabric, and it's bright and brilliant and wonderful. And I did do a floss drop, so you can kind of see the shiny in there. I wish you could see it better. But I did do a floss drop, and she is going to be absolutely gorgeous. She is also going to pop on this fabric. And since they both are Native Americans, and since they both are on kind of opalescent fabric, I'm really hoping to do them as a companion piece. This fabric is called Sunflower. I actually bought this on one of their Friday night fun nights. It's when they post a bunch of fabric that they have, and it's first come, first serve. And whoever says me on the fabric gets to purchase the fabric. And then she posts some freebies that you can put your name in the hat for. And I actually won this month. I have never won before, ever. But I did. I won this cute little fabric. It's called Lemon. So I won this on the Friday Night Fun Night giveaways. And it is just a bright, bright yellow. It looks a little bit washed out on the video, but this is super, super, like, I don't know how to make the camera darker. It's a super bright color. So I don't quite know what I'm going to do on this yet. And it's also a 40 count. That reminds me, this Sunflower Opalescent was a 36 count, so it's a little bit bigger count than the Dancer, but it'll still work. Anyway, so another 40 count, really, really bright. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I'm super excited to add it to my stash. Alright, so that was my birthday start. I did not work on Treasure Island. I did not work on my cardinals. I did not work on my WIPCO items. I know, it's a pretty sad month, but it'll calm down eventually. I did work on my frog. I am not making great progress on this. It's somewhat discouraging, but it's also my own fault, so I can't, can't be too upset. I am stitching what I love. And I have stitched some of the body of this frog. Again, it doesn't look like many stitches, but when you kind of get closer, there are a lot of stitches in this frog already. There are. It's the completed piece. It was 33,000 stitches. It's got to be more than that. I have my phone. I can look it up. That does not often happen. I am borrowing my husband's phone for this video. So this frog, beautiful steampunk frog from Hey Lady Creations, on Tea Leaf Bestitch Me fabric, has, oh man, he's even less, 22,000. 22,000 stitches. I'm about halfway through. I'm about halfway through with this frog, and I've started on the leg. So you can kind of tell this leg comes down, And then there's a hind leg that comes around and sits like a frog. So I'm making progress. It's slow, but it's sure. When I started this channel, I told you guys I was a slow stitcher, and that was not a lie. I am a slow stitcher, and I like to stitch so many projects that it's often detrimental. Oh, we had some exciting things. I have been missing I call him my wounded warrior, the end of the trail warrior, Native American. And my son found him. This poor guy, he was under my bed. So he's had some dust bunnies, and I'm gonna need to try to iron this crease out. I'm a little bit worried about this crease. It should iron out. Anyway, so I have him back, and I can put him somewhere safe and somewhere sound, and I'm super excited. Oh, I also found my lost winter fabric. So I wanted to do the 4 seasons, the ladies of the 4 seasons, and they were from one of my magazines, Just Cross Stitch, I think. Anyway, I have not been making great progress. My plan was I was going to stitch on them for 3 months each, because that's every quarter of the year. So stitch on spring and spring, and summer and summer, and fall, and so on and so forth. Started in winter, and this is how much I got on here before, I think it was this way, before I lost her. So I had been using a bag that I was not used to using, and I had forgotten. I've been keeping her in this bag, fa la la. It also got dirty because it was lost. I think it was behind the couch. But these things just run away when you have kids. Got cat hair and dog hair all over it. We have 2 cats and we have 2 dogs. And with my mom out of town, we're dog sitting a 3rd dog, I guess. And we have a tank of fish, and we have 2 hissing cockroaches as pets, and I know everyone's going to be like, ew, and cringe. There's a story behind that. But they are end of life, so hopefully I will no longer be able to tell people our house has cockroaches. Oh, good thing they're pets, though. They're not loose. And we recently got 2 leopard geckos, and we're super excited. They're so cute. Maybe I'll show you at the very end. And I will warn everybody. So if you don't like geckos, you can get off of the video right before I bring them on. Because I know there are people that are firmly against leopard geckos. Oh, I forgot! I'm sorry, I'm so scattered. I gotta finish. Yeah. This is a pretend book. It's a book box from Joann's. I got it last season? Spring. I got it in spring. So, there. This is my finish! It is done! Wow! So I made 2 mistakes on this one. Not in the stitching. My first mistake was that I cut the fabric to the box. So when I cut the board that the fabric is supposed to go on, it won't wrap around it. I can't pin it and stretch it and tie it to the board so that I can put it in the box so that I can mount it properly. What I'm gonna do, silly me, I am going to take my fabric and I'm going to sew some scrap fabric along the edges here. And then I'm going to pin the scrap fabric, and then the excess that I have around the edges I'm going to trim in some sort of ribbon or other finishing item. So I have a plan, but it's so cute. So this was a cross stitch from Etsy. It's called Golden Hour Cicadas. It might be from Sprouting Lupine Designs also, but I don't remember well enough to tell you. Again, I'm sorry, I have no notes. So it kind of looks like they blend in a little bit, but they don't really when you look at them in real life. It actually looks really nice in real life. Anyway, so with cicada apocalypse happening down in the lower 48, which is what Alaskans call the rest of the United States minus Hawaii, I thought it would be fun to stitch a cicada. And it works so well with the mushroom box because there are little mushrooms in here. And speaking of mushrooms, I am joining the mushroom stitch along. It's from, I'm looking on my phone again. It is from something rainbow. Oh, Living on the Rainbow. That's what it is, from Living on the Rainbow. They're doing a new fungi book stitch along. I hope you can see this. It's kind of, oh, that's the wrong one. There we go, fungi book stitch along. It's kind of glary. It's going to match my box perfectly. How cool is this? So what I'm gonna do is I am going to affix this cross stitch to the bottom of the box, and then I'm going to add, you know how they keep pens at banks, they keep people from stealing them by adding that chain? Well, I'm going to kind of do the same thing with the book, but I'm going to add a ribbon here, and then I'm going to put the little fungi book in here, and it'll be a book within a book. It'll be super fun. I don't know, maybe I'm being silly. But it's funny, ever since this was released, I've been seeing fungi everywhere. So Owl Forestry released their fungus stitch along. This is their free stitch along for 2024. It'll be a shorter one than in previous years because they are restructuring their format. And you can look all these pictures up online, on Facebook, on Etsy. They're everywhere. They're fungus stitch alongs, mushroom stitch alongs. Super fun. Owl Forestry is currently out of stock in their fabric, and I'm really sad, and I really want to start this. So maybe I can use the bright lemon fabric. I don't think so. I think I want something different. But anyway, I'll look through my fabric stash and see what I have for that one. But I've been seeing mushrooms everywhere. So I found these cute little mini mushroom bowling blocks. And I found a bunch of kids' books that have to do with mushrooms. That one was like $30. I really wanted it, but I didn't get it. And stuffies. And I went to an art fair for a local school yesterday, and I didn't get pictures, but they made mushroom things. And I was like, there are mushrooms everywhere. 2024 is the year of the mushrooms. Okay, so switching topics. I have been saving my bags that my Be Stitch Me fabric has been coming in. My fabric of the month comes in these bags. And I am saving them for my beloved family member who loves to do junk journals. I came on and showed you a junk journal that my cousin and my aunt made. And so I've been saving these bags for them because I thought that they're so pretty. They can cut out the flowers or the butterflies or even use this as a page for their journal. And I have 2 of these bags, and Be Stitch Me sent me this one recently in the most recent fabric of the month pack. And I have one other that I couldn't find. But I thought that was pretty cool. If you know someone that does junk journals or scrapbooking even, these bags would be really, really cool to send to them. So this is the fabric of the month for April. Everyone should have their fabric by now, but if you haven't, don't look if you want to be surprised. So this one is called April Showers, and they have redone their tags for the fabric of the month. So that was pretty cool. Here is April Showers. It's a beautiful blue. It looks like a sky. Beautiful blue. I'm really close to the camera today. I don't know what's up with that. And then this was their fabric of the month neutral color. That was their color. This is their neutral color. Right there. It is not another sampler. Now I think I have another one of these. They've done this recently? I guess not recently for fabric of the month. Anyway, it's a beautiful tan. It'd be wonderful for a sampler. If you guys like stitching samplers, this would be a really, really wonderful fabric for a lot of things. I got some haul. You saw my fabric that I got this month. I got this white linen from 123 Stitch to stitch the top of the fungi book. So the cover of the fungi book is actually 18 count, and then the pages on the inside of the fungi book are in 16 count. So I just got this wife. It's a full coverage cover of the book. So I got house number 3, house number 4, which was really fun, and house number 5. This is my birthday house. A hobbit house. I love that. They're so cute. I love their houses. They're super cute and they're super unique. Greenhouse. I think this is a fountain. What is it? Might be like, oh, no. It's a planter, because you see the plant is growing out of it. It's super pretty, and there's a vase on this side. They're so pretty. I can't wait. I mean, I can wait. I have a lot of things to finish before I start more. I can wait. But I'm excited to have these in my stash. I plan on stitching them eventually. I have one more work in progress that I would like to show you. Let me go find it. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So, there's a story behind why I had to go look for this project, and I will tell it to you after I show this project to you. This is Dragons, a field guide by Climbing Goat Designs. That name still trips me up. It's a cute name, and I love it. But it seems odd to think about climbing goats and cross stitch. I would love to hear the story behind why they named their business Climbing Goat Design. It's probably cool. Anyway, so this is my dragons. I have done some work on the side here. I have completely finished except for the eyes. I'm not doing the eyes yet because I kind of want to do them all together to see how they look, because there's some half stitches and quarter stitches and maybe some French knots, and I might switch it up just a tiny bit. So I've done a little bit more of the border and this border. There's a lot of stitches in this too. I don't know. I finished this dragon completely except for the eyes. And I finished this dragon completely, except I have to move that foot over. I still have to rip this foot out. Right now, it kind of looks a little bit, like I shouldn't be showing it on camera. I have done a lot of this dragon. I actually lost one of the floss. I have ADHD badly, and I lose things constantly. And I also have 3 boys, and they're not helpful. It's not helpful. I lost the color. There's only like one more color that goes in this dragon, and it covers all of this empty spot in this dragon. And I lost it, and I just found it. I'm so excited. So I am going to finish this dragon and then start working on, there's a new dragon, a Hydra, and the next dragon comes out in just a few days. So I've got to catch up on this one. But nothing new. I'm a slow stitcher. I catch up on everything. It'll be fine. I'm really loving this stitch. And this is, okay, so this is on Macchiato fabric by Bestitch Me. And it looks very similar to the Not Another sampler that I just got. So this is the Not Another sampler fabric. Throw that over my shoulder. And this, I need a second person. I need an adult. Okay, Not Another sampler, and this is Macchiato. So Not Another sampler is a little bit darker. I'm peeking through. And Macchiato is just a little bit less marbled. The splotches in Macchiato are a little bit smaller. Anyway, that was cool. It just struck me. Okay, the reason I had to go and find this sampler is because for my birthday last month, my husband got me a new bag, and I love this bag. I can keep my floss boxes that I have. I can keep 2 of them in the sides of this bag. And then to keep my fabric safe, I can fold my fabric and tuck it into the middle of this bag. And it's got little pockets for little things, like I keep my needles in there, and I have scissors in there, and I have room for my phone in my wallet. So when I go out, it's like my purse, and I can take my cross stitch everywhere I go. Super cool. So I made the mistake of leaving the bag on my stairs, and that normally would have been fine, but one of my children decided that it was in the way, and so they took it off of the stairs and put it in the middle of the floor in our entryway. Our dogs are not nice dogs. They're very naughty. If something is in the middle of the floor, they will pee on it. It is incentive to keep a clean house. It really is. But because my son put my cross-stitch purse bag in the middle of the floor, my German Shepherd mix peed on my cross stitch bag, and he is tall. I have a Yorkie poo who's really small, and I have a German Shepherd mix who is very big. And because he is so tall, he pretty much peed directly in the center of my bag, which is where all my cross stitches were. It was very disheartening. But my husband, he was amazing. He picked everything out of the bag. He cleaned everything up for me. He washed my cross stitch. This was the one that got hit directly with the dog. Makes you want to just kick them all out, except that you really like them. So you don't want to do that either. Just like, don't put my cross stitch bags in the middle of the floor. Don't put anything in the middle of the floor. Make sure that you either leave it where mommy puts it, or you hang it up, or you put it where it belongs. We don't leave things in the middle of the floor for this reason, and also because it's a bad habit to get into. Anyway, I wish I could show you the bag that he got me for my birthday, but it is currently in the washing machine. I think you could probably hear it running. The washing machine is like right next to where I am. But some of the other things I got for my birthday, my sister sent me this beautiful dragon pin. I collect a lot of things, and pins are some of them. I like to go to events where there's pin trading, and isn't it so beautiful? It kind of like matches perfectly with my dragon field guide that I'm stitching, that a lot of people are stitching. It's just a straight shirt pin, but it's so pretty. I'm excited. She got me this one, and she got different colors for each one of my boys, so we all have matching dragons. It's pretty cool. I got a couple of postcards from some friends. I collect all sorts of postcards. I keep them in a folder, and I have postcards from like Elvis all the way to Israel, and I've got postcards from Mexico and postcards from the Philippines, and I've got postcards from like 37 of the United States. So I enjoy every single postcard that I get. I really appreciate them, and I put them in a book and I save them. And then my aunt, she got me this beautiful, she called it a sun catcher. It's so pretty. I wish you guys could see it in person. Just seeing the light shine through and hit this makes it shine. There's all sorts of gems. Someone wired this by hand. She got it from a local shop. She had it specially made for me, and the lady who made it gave me a personal note with it. She goes, "Happy birthday. I made this special piece for you, and it is the favorite piece that I've ever made, and it's so pretty. I hang it next to my bed, 'cause it's just so pretty." Oh, my geckos. So I think that's all the cross stitch I have for today. I did want to say one thing. So I have been really not good keeping my stitching journal that I got, but it also, like, it doesn't handle stress. It doesn't handle stress. So I did not spill anything on it. I did not, like, spray it down. Nothing was scrubbed. It's just from having it and having things lay on it, this poor thing. If you have this book, I would suggest that you keep it on the top of the pile and not, like, keep it under a pile of books. But it's still really useful. It's still really cool to have. I'm just really bad at sticking with things like I should. Alright, so that is the last thing. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a really good month, and I'm so excited to see you next month. I hope that I have some cross-stitching to show you. And now I'm going to stop and show you my geckos. So if you don't want to see that, I'll give you a couple seconds. You can go ahead and turn this video off, and I will see you later. Okay, I am here. My toddler came in the room too, so you might hear some squeaking or happy toddler noises. These are our new babies. This one, she is Yellow Jacket, and she is so pretty. Hey, sweetie. This is Yellow Jacket. So we have, I'm sorry, I'm trying to look at her eyes. She shed recently, and I'm trying to make sure her eyes are good. We have become reptile keepers. So my friend was going out of town and she couldn't keep her pets. She's going to be gone for quite a while, and they were very sad, but they had to, Johnny, honey, shh. They had to get rid of some of their pets, and they were going to surrender them to the SPCA or whatever. He doesn't want to go upstairs. I'm so sorry. But we always wanted to be reptile keepers, and we're super excited. If you don't know, leopard geckos should not be kept in an enclosure together. They are solitary creatures. They come from humid climates. They need moisture to shed, but they need heat and consistent moisture, but not wet. I don't know. It's complicated. But they're super, super neat. They feel really soft, and they're really friendly. These ones are super friendly. So she is Yellow Jacket, and I'm going to show you our second leopard gecko. Alright, so this is our second one. This one is Honeybee, and I named her Honeybee because she dropped her tail and it grew back, and it looks like a stinger. Doesn't that look like an abdomen for a bee? And so, since I named her Honeybee, I had to name the other one Yellow Jacket because she was yellow and it matched. They're both girls. They're so cute. Look at that face. I love their eyes. They look so cool. Isn't she beautiful? They're both beautiful. They're a little bit chunky. They're a little bit overweight. And we're still trying to figure it out. We're still trying to get the temperature right and the humidity right. But I believe we're going to do it. They actually are much like snakes, and they use their tongue to kind of sniff out their environment, which is super fascinating to me. Also, gross fact, every time they shed, they try to eat their shed. It's very, very common for a gecko owner to not realize their gecko's actually shedding because they don't leave any shed in the tank. They eat it all. And I guess it's protein. They live in the desert, and protein is a rare commodity. You need to get it where you can get it. Anyway, these are my babies. I'm going to pause the video one more time, and then I'll say goodbye to everybody. So just one moment. Alright, I'm back. My leopards are put away nicely. I'm very excited to be able to show them to you. Thank you so much for staying this long. Thank you for watching all of my chaos. And speaking of chaos, this world is so chaotic. You never know what's going to happen next. There's tornadoes, there's flooding, there's earthquakes, there's everyday life. I just want to encourage you guys to keep your chin up in all this chaos, and I will see you next month. Bye!